We left off that I had found that I didn't have contracting skill sufficient enough to get multiple contracts going, and this was a problem. Because I have product out there that needs to be shipped in so I can resell it. Thank goodness I have funds left over, so it didn't cause me a problem. But first thing I got to do, since this character has no ships whatsoever, he just has his pod. That's all he's got, and he's here in Jita, and so I'm not going out and flying picking up the stuff myself, and so I've got to contract it out. So we're going to train that right now, and oh shit, I gotta have social level 1. God bless America. Okay, well then, let me find social. So I'm taking this money out of the earnings. It's not very much though. So okay, social level 1. I'm going to train that skill now. Yes, we need to switch that skill. So tell me, how long is this skill going to take? How long is it going to take? It's going to take 8 minutes. Okay, good. So should be able to get that going before the end of this episode, and maybe get one additional contract in. We'll see. So we'll start off with checking out the transactions. And if this is the first video you've seen, go back and look for the other market ones. I have not put this in a playlist yet. I probably should pretty soon. And so go back to the first market PvP where we explain what we're doing here and show how this all works. So it is, in essence, what I'm doing is I'm placing buy orders, and I'm placing them region-wide. I'm getting sufficient amount of stock, sufficient amount of items within a station to pay for having them shipped in to Jita, where the prices are higher, and then selling them here. And I ask that you do not compete with me, because if you compete with me on this, then the lesson stops, because normally this is done in private where no one sees it. Only you would know what you're doing. And so if you want to replicate the exact items, take it to another region, like go to Dodixie or Amar or something like that. Or better yet, take what you learn here and apply it to other items. So, yeah. Can anyone else hear the HTE audio? I don't know what HTE audio is. Or is that the spelt improperly? So, you should all be able to hear me. I would think so. Okay, so it looks like overnight that really nothing happened. Because the last thing was we sold these things. These are the purchases I just made. So, yes, I think everybody else can hear the audio. If not, they would all be screaming at me saying that they can't hear. So, okay. So we're going to first go through. These are my items that I'm working on, and we're going to first go through and check to make sure that I'm still number 1 on these. I've got some competition. Ooh, and they're raising stuff up. Okay. I've got a lot of competition that's appeared here. So, yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to have to go up higher on this if we want to stay in here. 150.01. It only needs to go 1 penny above, and that's going to take another million in escrow. So, but there's still room. There's still room on that. And okay, the fuel blocks. So, whoa, where did all this competition come from? So, this is kind of interesting because yesterday there was only 1 or 2, and now there is 6 or 7. So, don't know where that competition came from, but, what'll eventually happen is if it keeps being really competitive, that it'll price me out of the market. So if it prices me out of the market, then I don't have anything else to to buy or sell. So, and lesson ends. But I think you guys have got the gist of it now. You know, I doubled my money in first 11 days. And this can be done on a bigger scale and everything. I put 100 million in, and 11 days later, I had 100 or 210 million in worth. So, okay, so I'm going just above that one, and okay, that one's not changed. This one hasn't been moving. I don't know that it's going to. The Minmatar fuel block. Look at this. Why are they going up so much? Why do they add an extra 100 to this? I don't understand that. You know, is it to scare us off so that we say, oh my God, they put it up another 100? And yes, you can use your mouse, but you can't use your mouse to do it 100. You can do it just a few, but you can scroll up and down on the penny part pretty easily. Okay, so we're going to modify this order, and we're going to go 65.01.01. And there's still room to make money in that one. So, moon harvesting array, no competition. No competition yet on the photon scattering array. Also, no sales. I haven't been able to buy anything yet, so it's not really that big a deal. So, Ilo Sirs, thank you for following. Welcome. Okay, so here's another one that's interesting. Why go up a full ISK when you could go up just 1/100th of an ISK? I mean, in business, every penny counts. Unless you're trying to make a statement, unless you're trying to force the issue, unless you're trying to say, scram, I'm going to dump as much money at this as I need to. You know, you don't need to do that. And here's, just the scroll wheel doing it, which it kind of works, but it can get a little bit out of control, or it cannot move fast enough type of stuff. So we're going up a little bit on that. That one's fine. And, okay. Got competition here now, too. I have not had any competition until today on these. Okay, well, we're going to have to go up to 100.01. And on here as well. So it's really interesting that most of these items here that had tagged for this demonstration are now all of a sudden getting.
I should have known those alien maggots booby-trapped this subscriber train.
Are getting attention now. So we'll see what happens. If we keep having to fight at it every day, then this lesson will just stop, and we'll just see where we're at that time, and be done with it. So otherwise, my plan is to go out 30 days. Yeah, look at all of these. All of these. These have not been messed with in 20-some days. 24 days. And now all of a sudden, there's all this competition. I could find out who it is by selling an item to them, but I'm not going to worry about it. So, yeah, here's another one as well. Okay. So, costing me more here. That's okay. This is how it works. And if this is another reason why you do this in private, that you keep this to yourself, and you keep this to yourself because if people know what you're making money on and such, that it's just a natural thing to replicate it. I mean, if you find out what another trader is doing, then you
Training complete.
good, skill training completed. Okay, let's see if we can get another one in contracting in. Okay, there we go. So, you know, if you can find out what they're doing to make money, why would you not replicate that? I mean, it's easy money if somebody else has done the work and figured it out. This is real life too. This is why, you know, businesses many times keep their suppliers private. They don't share that kind of information. So, okay, this one looks like it's natural. It's something different. So here's, you know, just using the scroll wheel. Okay. And this one I have two of them on here. And yeah, that's right. We watched this one the day before that they put this up much more. And I wasn't willing to go that high on the price. So, okay, that is all of them. And so we're going to sell off the fuel blocks here. And we're gonna look at what the market says about them first, though. 15.5 against 14.7, and currently paying 61.05. And how much did I pay? I paid, because I had to get these from Lowsec, and I paid 10 million to get these here, and so it cost me. So basically, I'm going to make about 5 million on these. I would have made more, but I'm going to end up making about 5 million. And let's see here. The difference is only 3.5% on this, so I'm just going to sell it instantly. I'm not going to screw around with it. We're going to take the sure thing, and there we go. So I still made some profit on that. Not as much as I had anticipated because it was bought in Lowsec, but nonetheless, still made some profit on it. Okay, now let's run JE Assets, and actually I forgot to bring it up, so I will bring it up now. And we'll run it. See where we're at. So there's several factors on how it's a good question, Starcat. And Imperial, sure, I'll take a free market tip. So there's kind of some things that go into it. So you got cost of transportation. You've got your cost of how much you are paying. You know, how much, let's see, you got your cost of transportation, you got your fees, you've got your, you know, basically those are it. So you got your cost of the product, well, and then also how heavy is it? And so this is part of transportation, but how heavy is it? How hard is it going to be to get moved? Do you want to deal in items that, let's say the items that you're dealing in are 70,000 cubic meters. If they're 70,000 cubic meters, you're going to have a hard time transporting them if you buy one in Lowsec. And so I would avoid those because about 60,000 is about the biggest that you can get transported out. And if that's how much they are each, then it has to be able to withstand the cost of that transportation out of Lowsec. And the reason I say 60,000 is because a deep space transport can go up to about 65,000. Most people do not have it trained up that high. Most people are at 55,000 on the space. And so it's an issue of getting people to transport stuff. And right now there is a shortage of freighter pilots flying freight. If you've ever wanted to get into hauling and doing freighter stuff, now is a good time because the contracts are paying higher. So basically at the end of the day, after all expenses, I want to make 15 or 20%. If the item is really high volume and I can buy them at like 1,000 each, and after all said and done, I can make 10,000 on each one of them, which would be 10%. but I'm able to buy 1,000 of them a day, or 100,000 of them, well, then I might go that low. But possibly not too. So we're going to go to the tracker here, and we'll look at this. I've actually lost money, 241 million down to 231 million. That's because I paid for the transportation of those goods. Remember, I paid 10 million, and so the extra earnings that I had, and it went to a low sec sector, I've lost that. But that's a cost of business. So you could say that I never really had that in the first place. But if I'd been lucky enough to buy double the amount of stuff in that same station and transport it, then it would have cost, half. It would still cost me 10 million. I could have paid still 10 million. It was kind of the minimum I had to pay to get it to move out of low sec. So, okay, I'll check my Twitch messages later. Overall, I plan on paying about 10% for shipping, and I want to make 10%. So if I get to the 20% mark, I don't like it. I want to be at least 100% to where I'm going to double my money. And 100% would be 50%. So let me explain that. If an item sells for 100 ISK and you're able to buy it at 50, you're buying it at 50% of the actual sale price. But if you're buying it at 50 and then you sell it for 100, you have doubled your money. That's 100%. So it depends on which way you're looking at it. But all in all, the goal is you got to make money, and it's got to be worth your time. The items that we've been doing here are items that most people wouldn't do. Maybe the fuel blocks, maybe people would. But most of them you wouldn't do. A lot of the items that I deal with on my main trading character are stuff that, is 100,000 to 1 million in quantity sold through the forge daily. And, or they're going to make me millions on actually buying it. And so on each transaction. And so, I buy an item for 10 million and I'm selling it for 20, which really, when you get up into the millions, it doesn't work that way, typically. Typically, what you're doing is you're buying something for 70 million and you're selling it for 80. And when it all washes out and everything, you are making like 8 million. So, I'm giving away all of Moose's super squirrel secrets on how he made all of his ISK. Moose, I should really get you on the show sometime, and you can share like the 80% of Moose. If you want to share how many trillions you have, or what your net worth is, feel free to. And I'd love to have you on the show sometime and talk about making money. In fact, that'd be a really good kind of final episode of this whole market PvP thing. Or maybe it starts a whole nother segment. I don't know. So, anyway. Okay, so we're good to go on that. I got to bring that back up again because I still had some stuff to ship. And this is JEVE Assets. There is a link below the video here on Twitch. And it's just simply called EVE Assets. Okay, skill training completed. Excellent. Let me open my training queue here and let me get another thing of contracting going. Oh, it's going to be 40 minutes. It won't be done anytime soon. And so that's going to be, 5 per level. So that will give me, level 3 will give me 15. No, it's going to give me 10. And 3 hours on that. Okay, I'm going to go one more. I don't typically, have more than 15 or so items that I'm having shipped out at any given time. So that should work. Okay. So okay. So yeah. If you send Moose 100 million ISK, he will double it. Actually, I believe that he would. And yes, the original Mexican ISK doubler service. So that could be one of the things that'd be fun to talk about on our show, which, Moose, I don't know if you just arrived, but at the very beginning, I was showing everybody some of the technology that we're going to be using for our live barbecue show. And by the way, folks, that barbecue show, we're going to eat the barbecue in front of you, too. So just to tease you all and wish you were here, we're gonna drink beer, whiskey, and eat barbecue in front of you, and it's gonna be glorious. Yes. So I'm really looking forward to that live show. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, so back to J-Eve assets and tools tree. And, oh, lunch. Thank you. Thank you. Subway for lunch. Okay, we'll finish this segment first. So, I'm only dealing in the forge at the moment. And let's order this by value. So in Osmon, I've got 18 million worth in here. And Nibian, I've got 15 million worth. Both of those I want to transport in, and so hopefully, they're not all in the same. This one is. Okay, so Osmon 6.6. I'll show you all how I do this, and so let's see here. Let me find my thing. So this is haulers are your best friends. Haulers are your best friends. And so, Osmon 6.6. Here it is. It's more fuel blocks. Okay, so what are these fuel blocks worth? Let me see here. It says 15.3. So we're going to value it at about 18. And we are going to create a contract. And it's going to be courier. And next. All the fuel blocks next. We're going to ship it to Jita. And there we go. Okay, so collateral is going to be 18 million. Not very much. And 6 jumps. And what is the size on this? It's really small. So let's say 6 jumps. Let's say 1 million. I want to get it to move. I could pay less, but this is a great newbie contract, and so we'll do it this way. Okay, and if you're watching this right now live, please don't go in and pick up this contract as a favor and transport it. We are demonstrating how this works for real. And if you do me a favor, it takes the realism away. I would appreciate it, but not at this time. Another time. So, okay, finishing that contract. Yes, really create the contract. And here we go. So, new bro. Contract. Let's see here. 18M collateral, 1M pay. Okay, so there is that one. And then, was it Nibian? This one right here. More fuel blocks. Woohoo! Okay, so 15.4 million. So we'll just do this one at 18 million again. So, okay, let's create another contract now that I can. And it's going to be courier. And so the volume's just a little bit bigger. Going to ship it to Jita. We're going to put up collateral, and I think 18,500. Just a little bit more. It's got a little bit more in there. And you notice that it said it was worth about 15.5 or whatever. Yeah, just a little bit to kind of cover for profit that you might have made or whatever. And so the route is 1 jump. Wow. Okay, 500,000. That one's going to pay really good. Really good. And so there's another new bro contract. Yes, really create the contract. And so one jump, 500K, pay 18.5 M collateral. Okay, so posted them there in the haulers channel, and so someone will pick them up. We'll be able to sell them tomorrow, and so very good. Okay, so that is it for this episode of Market PvP today, and tomorrow there won't be a show, so next one will be on Friday, and we'll continue on there. Hopefully, we'll have purchased some more stuff. And hopefully I don't get overridden on the price immediately on all of those items, and get a chance to actually buy some of those. So, okay, all you on YouTube, there's a Twitch link in the description for the live show. So if you're watching this live on YouTube, you can continue to watch us live on Twitch, or there will be another live broadcast to the YouTube channel in a little while.